feel alone. I feel it all the time. I please think of me because I'm in a different world of my own.
It is the weekend. Every Saturday, Gopal and Harjinder visit their son Ashwin and take him out for breakfast. Ashwin Gopalakrishnan looks like any other 24-year-old Indian man, but that is merely his physical age. Mentally, he is just a primary school child. Ashwin suffers from what is known as the autism spectrum disorder, simply known as autism.
Give me 5.
Give me a 5, bro.
Give me a 5.
Autism is a disorder that affects the brain's normal development of social and communication skills. People suffering from autism are often overly sensitive in their 5 senses and may experience tremendous distress when routines are changed. Currently, there are more than 24,000 Singaporeans with autism. The majority of these are over the age of 19.
So you're a rock star now.
Ashwin was diagnosed with severe autism at the age of 2. His mother, Harjinder, was the first to notice the symptoms.
When he was 1 year old, he didn't pick up speech. It was going on the reverse. He was losing it. He was very obsessive about things that were spinning. He tended to be alone rather than sociable. He didn't have...
When Ashwin's condition continued to deteriorate, Harjinder decided to take him to a neurologist. It was confirmed that Ashwin was suffering from autism, and the news came as shock and devastation to the entire family.
2 get 1 free. 2 days. And that at that instant, you know, my whole world fell apart. I was shocked, and it was total disbelief.
Mommy must not be angry.
Okay, I'll try.
I'll try my best.
I'll try my best.
After discovering Ashwin's condition, his parents and 2 sisters went to great lengths to aid his development, trying everything from books to seeking help from various doctors.
At the end of 3 months, he had like 30 words. And even with 30 words, it was still on automatic, you know, where he does not have the feeling that came with words, you know.
Which one you don't have?
Even the word mummy, when he was 3-4 years old only, he picked it up and started calling me. And I was telling myself, I don't think he knows who I am. Will he ever know who I am? It was a frightening thought.
Ashwin continued to change as he got older, as all people do. But because of his condition, small things such as loud noises, a toddler crying, or even the seat that he is sitting on easily upset him. Often it took several people to calm him down. The family was also conscious of where to bring him, as large crowds could easily agitate Ashwin. Harjinder is most concerned with the lack of understanding from the public. On one particular incident at a supermarket, an elderly couple made hurtful remarks about Ashwin's behavior.
He started jumping, you know, and flailing his hands like that, like as if he's flying. And this man who was with his wife, the wife started getting angry and passing hurtful remarks. In fact, I turned around and said, I think, you know, the problem is not with him, it's with you. You should have asked me what's wrong with him. I would have told you that he's autistic, that's why he's behaving this way. What's your reason for acting this way? She didn't say anything. So there are a lot of people like that.
Despite all the challenges Harjinder has faced while raising Ashwin, she and the family love him unconditionally. Harjinder believes that without Ashwin, life wouldn't be the same, that he has taught the family more about compassion and love than anything else could.
I don't stay in Singapore anymore.
You stay in Singapore, so Papa can...
Go back to Singapore.
However, problems arose when it was time to find a school and later on a home that could cater to Ashwin's needs. Several schools and homes rejected Ashwin because of his violent tendencies, Over and over again, the family was turned down, all for the same reason. On one occasion, Ashwin was agitated and wrecked everything in the house, cutting himself on broken glass and trailing blood all over the floor. Eventually, Ashwin's violent outbursts became too much for the family's neighbors to handle. During one of his tantrums, Ashwin managed to climb over the fence into a neighbor's home, where 2 large dogs were being kept.
He went down, Ashwin, and their sliding door was closed. The 2 dogs was inside the house. And then the father came back, and the father told the policeman, you know, my son could have gotten hurt. I didn't say anything. In my mind, I was saying there are 2 dogs in a house. I think they would have ripped my son apart before my son got to his son.
The neighbors called the police, and the incident pressured the family to place Ashwin in a home. After months of searching, they were finally able to convince a home located in Singapore's Institute of Mental Health to accept Ashwin. There was nowhere else he could go.
Because they are seen as the group in society that cannot contribute to the economy. So because they cannot contribute to the economy, so they are not worth investing in, they are not worth looking after, then let's forget about compassion, let's forget about empathy, let's forget about love, let's forget about selflessness. You know, what is left then in this country?
While Ashwin's accommodation seems to be settled, it isn't permanent. The home was not set up to take in autistic adults, and Ashwin was made to stay in the nursing ward for the elderly. Recently, during one of her visits, Harjinder discovered rashes all over Ashwin's body.
Because he was fine when he entered that place. I told my husband to look into it, and they said, oh, he's allergic to chicken. And my son has never been allergic to chicken at all. And it came out to be he had scabies. He picked it up from that home. I'm very upset by that, because when you talk in terms of scabies, it comes from third world country, where their hygiene level is very low.
Despite this, there are no other homes that are able to take Ashwin in, and the family has no choice but to leave him there.
So we're very careful how we're treading, you know, this area, and asking them very nicely, you know, can you make sure that it doesn't happen and the hygiene standard is a bit okay, you know. Because if they are not happy with the situation, they might just kick Ashwin out, and we're back to square one.
While there are plenty of schools that cater to autistic children, the facilities that cater specifically to the adults are close to none. Most autistic adults have to depend on their families all their life. But the big question is, what is going to happen to them when their parents are gone? What will they do for money? Where will they live?
But there have been days where I've gone into my room and just bawled my eyes out. I mean, you will find that the tears will come, the tears will be there, it will never stop. I think the greatest thing would be trying to reconcile with the fact that he'll always be alone as an adult. He'll not have a companion. He'll never have someone to talk to. It's difficult to have friends for him. I have to know that he's well taken care of, and I have to know that the people that look after him
What Harjinder and her husband hope most for the future is to open a home for autistic adults, one where they can live in acceptance without judgment and where parents can turn to for help.
It's just one of those dreams, you know, you hope that it will come true. It's a pipe dream, but I'm hopeful. And I intend to do that. I think when I speak, I don't speak for myself. I think for all the mothers that are just crying and hoping that someone would love their son as much as, you know, they do. And I told myself I'm not going to give up. As long as I live, I'm not going to give up. I'll be damned if that's the last thing I do with my last penny, I'm going to set it up. I said we're going to let these people in this country know that these special kids have a place and they have every right.
Never mind, you're almost there, and we'll bring that plane home.
With Singapore's constantly changing and escalating pace, it is getting more difficult to find a safe haven for autistic children and adults like Ashwin. While society is slowly adjusting to accommodate them, we still have a long way to go before people with autism are fully accepted as equal individuals. Until then, maybe we are the ones who need to learn that sometimes we have to look beneath the surface to see what they truly are. Beautiful.
Are you happy?
Yes, I am. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. You're welcome anytime, darling.
Okay, anytime.
Okay. Ashwin, do you love Nani?
Nani? Who's Nani? Is a bad grandmother here.
Is it?
You're gonna join today?
How does Nani speak?
No, I got mustache.
You don't have mustache at the moment.
I go before. Next time I eat your rice, you scared. People